Okay. And so we're going to go on page 49 in the grammar book. So let's go there, 49. All right, page 49, we're talking about verbs here, and you know about verbs already, so this is going to be kind of a review, but verbs are action words, words that show action. But there's also, maybe this might be new to you, it also can link the subject to another word or help another verb. So there's other types of verbs called linking and helping verbs, and then action verbs. And this week, you will learn about action verbs. An action verb shows action or ownership. So to determine if a word is a verb, use the verb test. Every verb has a subject. The subject and verb, SV, belong together. So here's the test on the side. It says, I blank or it blank. So if you have a word in a sentence that is like run, I run, that makes sense. So that's going to be a verb. And I know that running is an action. It's something you can do. If I put I ate, that would work. If you finished eating, I ate. So ate or eat is an action verb. But what if I have the word like brown? I brown. That doesn't make sense. Or it brown. That doesn't make sense. So I know brown is not going to be a verb. Or if I have the word long, I long or it long, that doesn't really work. So Abby, did you have a question?
Normally, if you can put ing on the end of it, it's a verb.
Yeah, that's another trick. Yep, I've heard that one too. Or ed if it's past tense. So a lot of times action verbs especially will have ed or ing that you can add to it. That's a good point. And then we're going to talk about the subject next. So the subject is a noun or pronoun that performs a verb action. So it's whatever, whoever, or whatever is doing the thing in the sentence. It tells who or what the clause is about. To find a subject, ask who or what is doing the verb. So sometimes it helps to find the verbs first and then ask yourself who or what is doing that verb. Only nouns and pronouns can function as subjects. When the subject is a pronoun, it will be one of the subjective case pronouns, which are these: I, you, he, she, it, we, they, or who or which. We know those from a who which clause, right? Who or which. They can also be subjects of a sentence. So this is how you're going to mark it in this book. Okay, so first you have to find it, read the sentence, and look for a word that shows action. And then you're going to ask who or what is doing that action or that verb. Who or what is doing it? And then mark it with a V above each verb and an S above each subject. So we're going to label these words, okay? Look at the example here. The soldier met at the castle. So we know that met, that means like you meet somebody, right? It's something you do. You go meet somebody or you met them, past tense. That's the verb. If you ask yourself, who met? Who met at the castle? Go back and see the soldiers. That's the subject. So these go together. The soldiers met. The subject and verb go together. Okay. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the who which clause. I mentioned it a minute ago. But a who which clause contains a subject and a verb, just like we talked about here. The subject of the who which clause is who or which, but sometimes the subject is another word in the clause. So we're going to read the who which clause and look for a word that shows action, and then you ask who or what is doing that verb to find the subject. So it's going to look like this, right? V above each verb, S above each subject. Here's your example. The king had one daughter Who wanted many things? The who which clause starts with who or which. So notice how they put parentheses around it. That's what those are called. Those marks right there are called parentheses. And you're going to put it around the whole clause. It always starts with who or which. And then it goes to the end of that sentence usually, or the end of that thought, basically. And this, the verb is wanted. That's the action. And if you ask yourself who wanted, in the who clause, the subject is who, actually. Who wanted. Look at the next one. Her bag looked like the bag which the soldier owned. Here we have which, not a Halloween witch, but WHICH, like which one? Or which, talking back about what the sentence had before that. Which the soldier owned. Owned is the verb. And who owned it? The soldier owned it. So in this which clause, which is not the subject here. The soldier is. So sometimes it's who or which, but sometimes it's something else in the sentence. So you have to just ask yourself the question about the verb, okay? So that might be a little confusing. That's okay, because we're going to practice this a lot and it'll make more sense as we practice it. But does anybody have any questions or anything to say about this page? No? Okay, thank you for that, Malia. If you turn to page 50, there's a little bit more on the back. This is just a think about it page. So you're just going to think, we're going to talk about it and think about it, but not really anything that you have to do about it. Okay. I see your note there, Megan. That's okay. You can just kind of listen. Many words can be used as different parts of speech, but however, a word can perform only one part of speech at a time. For example, the word light. This is interesting. It can be a noun, an adjective, or a verb. That's what's really hard. One of the things that's hard about English is you have the same word like light, but it depends on how it's used in the sentence. So it could be a noun, it could be an adjective, or it could be a verb. It just depends on where it is in the sentence. So here it is as a noun. The light hurt my eyes. So because we have that article the right before it, that tells me light is a noun. And then it tells what it's doing. It's hurting my eyes. The light hurt my eyes. Look at this one, though. This is the adjective. The light rain was falling. This is telling about the rain and that it's a light rain. You know, it's like a sprinkle outside. It's not pouring. It's just a little bit coming down. A light rain. And then look how it's used as a verb here. The lamps light the room. It's what the lamps are doing. They're lighting up the room. So this light is a verb. So that's how you can see the same word used in different parts of the sentence or a different way, and how it can either be a noun, an adjective, or a verb. That's what's hard about English, but they just wanted you to see that and know that. Okay, so go to the practice page. Malia, do you want to read it today? Or do you have something to say? Oh, you want to read it. Go for it.
And I have something to say.
Oh, okay.
My pencil, we have my pencil and like
Oh,
so
you can go get it.
I'm just gonna read this first.
Okay, read it and then you can go get it. That's a good idea.
After a few minutes, she asked him about his unusual bag.
Okay, good. Yeah, go get your pencil and we'll be right here. Unusual is the vocabulary word. It means not common or maybe sometimes interesting, but it's not usual. Like it's not a common bag. So unusual means it's not common. So go ahead and put a check by vocabulary word there. And then we only have one article. So go ahead and find that and label that. Check that. And then we have some nouns. So Megan, where are the nouns in this sentence?
The nouns is minutes and
Good.
bag.
And bag. Very good. Pronouns, Abby. There's two.
Him and his.
Him is a pronoun, and his is actually going to be an adjective because it's telling whose bag it is. So it's not him.
She.
There you go, she. She and him. Good. Now, I kind of gave away one of the adjectives, so let's go ahead and label his, because remember I said it tells whose bag it is. So when you're looking for adjectives, you're thinking of whose or which one, those kinds of questions. So, Sydney, what about the other two adjectives?
Being.
Good.
And
Okay.
unusual.
Yes, I was going to say, what kind of bag? It's unusual. Very good. Okay. I'm going to come back to the prepositional phrases because remember, we're labeling everything. So let's go to verbs next. So Malia, where are the verbs? Where are the action words? There's only one. What are they doing? Asked. Good. Yes, that's a verb. So remember, you guys are looking for the words that are left to help you find these things, okay? And what about the subject? Megan, what is the subject here in this sentence? Who asked him about his unusual bag?
She.
Good. So we're going to put an S on top of the PR. This is the only time when we label things more than one thing. So anytime you have a subject, it's probably going to be a pronoun or noun too. That's okay that has two things on top of it. And now we have two prepositional phrases. So Malia, look at the words that are left. And then see if you can find the prepositional phrases. When I say words that are left, look for the words that don't have a label on them.
After.
Say it again.
After.
Yes. So after is going to be the preposition. And remember, we draw the line until the first noun. So what are all the words in the phrase?
A few minutes.
Yes, after a few minutes. Good. That is the prepositional phrase. Abby, where's the other prepositional phrase?
About his unusual bag.
Yes, very good. So about doesn't have a label. That's going to be a preposition. And then it's going to stop on the noun bag. Very good. And then the capital, you guys probably already saw that. It's the first word. And then the end mark goes here. It's just a period. Nice job, you guys. Everybody did a great job. All right, so that's how you're going to find your subject verb pairs. You're going to look for the action and then ask who. She asked for the subject. Okay, let's put that away. And let's see. You guys wrote a paragraph about camels. So go ahead and get out what's in your front pocket. I haven't had a chance to read everybody's paper yet on Google Classroom. It's been a busy week for me, but I will catch up soon in the next few days. But does anybody feel like reading their paragraph that they did right? Abby, I see your hand. And then if anybody else wants to read, let me know, or I can read yours if you want me to read it. But go ahead, Abby, whenever you're ready.
There are three different types of camels. The first is the one-hump Arabian camel, also called a dromedary. They have been domesticated for thousands of years. It is found in parts of Africa, the Middle East, and Australia. The second species is the Bactrian camel. They have two humps on their back. They are domesticated too and are found mainly in the rocky deserts of Asia. The third is the wild Bactrian camel. It lives in the remote regions of the Gobi Desert. Only about 1,000 remain and are considered critically endangered.
Nice. Let's give her a clap in the camera. That was really good, Sydney. There you go. Good job. And I really liked how you looked up at the camera when you read that. That was really good. And I heard your ly adverb in there. What word did you underline for your ly adverb? I heard it. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Did you underline one or did you forget? You know what? You use the word critically. You can underline critically for your ly adverb. That's a good one. And then did you remember to use a who or a which clause in there? No? Okay, so here's what I want to do really quick. By the way, does anybody else want to read their paragraph before we go on? No, not this time. Maybe next week. Okay, we'll see. Maybe next week we'd have more people read. Look at your checklist really quick. I know this is still kind of new to you. So this is page 45. It should be from your front pocket there. And right here in the middle of your checklist, it says style, and then it says dress ups, and see how it says paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, and then there's 2 boxes underneath each one. And then it says ly adverb, and then it says who, which clause. Now, your ly adverb, you guys have been doing that a little bit. Don't forget to add that. And Abby already had one, and everybody else look at your paragraph really quick. Did you use an ly adverb? If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Abby did. She found it. We found it together. Okay, that's okay, Malia. Did you use that word critically or no? In your paragraph? Critically endangered? You did not? Okay. Did you write your paragraph yet or not yet?
I've written some of it.
Okay, you wrote some of it. Maybe when you get to the last sentence of your paragraph, use that word critically, and then you can underline that as your ly adverb. How about you, Sydney? Did you find one in your paragraph? Yeah, good. Did you use the who and which clause too, or who or which? Can you just read the sentence that has the who, which clause in it, Sydney? I want to hear what you put.
I typed it.
Oh, you typed it? Okay, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. I won't share it, but I'll just look at it and tell you what you put. Because the who, which clause is kind of new to us, and we need to make sure that we include it. Let's see here. Actually, is it okay to share your paper on the screen? Oh, good. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm going to share Sydney's so you guys can see how she did it. She typed it. You don't have to type it, but that's what she likes to do. Okay, so this is Sydney's paper. I'm going to make it big so we can see it better. There we go. And I'm just going to read it really quick. You guys can look at it. But she says there are 3 types of camels which have humps. That's a perfect place to put a who or a which clause. So Abby, maybe look at your first sentence, and Megan, look at your first sentence and see if there's a place maybe you can add a who or which. Abby, did you find something? Go ahead and unmute so I can hear you.
I could put it which there are 3 different types of camels, which the first is the one-hump Arabian camel.
Yes, you can do it that way. Yes, which the first is, yeah, there you go. That would work. Combine those 2 sentences together. So another thing to remember, Sydney, is when you underline, you only have to underline the which, not the whole clause next time. Okay, so just which. I'm going to keep reading hers. The most common one is the Arabian. It has one hump, and you can also call them dromedary. Dromedary has been domesticated for years. It was found in North Africa and parts of Australia too. There are also species called the Bactrian camel. It has two humps on top of its back. It was also domesticated, and it was deeply found mainly in deserts. Okay, deeply found, that's pretty good. You got that LY. You also have an LY right here in mainly. That's good. The third species is the wild Bactrian camel. It lives in the Gobi Desert, and only thousands of wild Bactrian camels remain. Let's give her a clap in the camera for Sydney. That was really good. I like it. Good job, Sydney.
My battery's almost dead. I need to get the charger real quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead. So I'm going to just take this part off so I can show everybody exactly what I'm looking for the underlined parts. I can do it from my teacher's side here. Oh, it turned it green. There we go. So that's how your paragraph should look. If you're handwriting it, that's okay, but you should have who or which underlined, and then an ly adverb underlined. And that's it. That's what your checklist says you need. I'm going to show you the checklist one more time. Right here, ly adverb and a who, which clause. So you're going to underline either who or which. Remember, we use who when we're talking about people. And so far, we're talking about camels in this article. So you would use which, because the camel is not going to be a person with a personality, right? They're just an animal. Okay, so we're going to work on the second paragraph of this. So go ahead and get out your KWO here that we worked on last week. You should have that in your front pocket. Thumbs up if you have it. Good, I see that. Should be in your front pocket. We started it last week. And you're going to need the article about camels too. So you need both of those things out. Camel and the keyword outline. By the way, did we do this page already? I think we did. The who, which page. Did we do that last time? You remember this one? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Megan. I just want to make sure. I couldn't remember if we did that. So right now you need your keyword outline and your camels. Give me a thumb up if you have those two things in front of you.
I think I put in my other folder.
Uh-oh. You better go check.
Oops.
You have yours, Malia? Yeah, you want to go get it really quick? Okay, go ahead. Your keyword outline and your camels story. That's what you need. And Sydney, do you have yours too? Uh-oh. You guys got to keep your stuff in your front pocket until class, okay? Do you think it's, oh, you got it. Okay, good. Yay. Okay, Megan's getting hers too. So last week we got it ready for the second paragraph. So you should have a Roman numeral 2 here. And we're going to do that paragraph today so you can add to your report, second paragraph. So I know Megan is getting her stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and read the second paragraph. So I'm going to start right here where it says humans. So
I couldn't find my folder.
oh
I don't know where I
no.
put it.
So you don't have this. You don't have either one? You don't have this page?
No, because it's in my purple taco folder.
Uh-oh.
I don't know where I put it.
Maybe in your backpack? I don't know.
I checked the book box, it's not there. I checked the cabinets, it's not there. I checked my room, it's not there.
Oh no. Is your mom home? Maybe you could ask her. Is she busy?
Yeah, she's busy.
Okay. Well, what you can do is get a new piece of paper out and then you can at least take notes on it, okay? So
Okay, I'm
get a
so
clean piece of line.
sorry.
That's okay. Get a clean piece of line paper. But I'm going to read this paragraph first, and then we're going to talk about the Roman numeral 2. Okay. So it says, humans have used camels for millennia. By the way, millennia it means a million years. I see mil here, and that means million. So some people believe the earth has been around for a million years. Some people don't believe that. If you read the Bible, it sounds like it's not that old. The earth is not that old. But anyway, this is what some people think, that camels have been around for millions of years. They have mainly been trained as pack animals, but also for racing and warfare. Okay, mainly, that's a great ly adverb. Let's remember that one. And then it says pack animals. Do you guys know what a pack animal is? You ever heard that before? Does anybody want to tell us what that means? What does it mean, a pack animal? Do you know? Go ahead, Abby.
It means like they travel in like a group and they there are a ton in all this one area and they just stay together.
That is one definition of pack animals. You're right about that. I think this one means like they actually carry stuff. That's another way to explain pack animals. They pack stuff like a backpack on their backs, right? They carry supplies for the people who are traveling. But you're right. Pack animals are like wolves. They move in a pack, like a group. So you're right, Abby. I think in this one though, they're talking about carrying stuff. And then we know what racing is, but do you know what warfare means? Warfare. That means during war times. So that means the soldiers used camels to carry their supplies, like their weapons or their guns and their ammo, whatever they need for war, maybe food and their tent, maybe. So they would carry those things and they would help during warfare, during the war. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Many can be taught to pull plows and carts. Camel milk is highly nutritious. In parts of Africa, camel urine is thought to be medicinal. Yeah, you heard that right. Urine. Do you guys know what urine is? It's your pee. Everybody pees, right? All animals, all people. It's pee. It's gross. But in Africa, I'm kind of glad I don't live in Africa because I don't think I want to know what they do with this. But anyway, it says it's thought to be medicinal, meaning like used for medicine. Do you see medicine in there? Medicinal means for medicine. So I don't know if they drink it. I don't know if they put it on their skin to help a cut. I don't know what they do with it, but it's gross, right? Anyway, I'm going to keep going. In many Middle Eastern countries, camel meat is served at feasts. Nomads, remember, nomads are people who don't have a home. They're always traveling. They don't have a home. So nomads in northern Africa may drink camel blood mixed with camel milk to sustain them on long desert journeys. That's kind of gross too. Camel blood mixed with camel milk. Ew. But if you think about it, if they're traveling through Africa, there's a lot of desert out in Africa with no trees, no food really. And they may be out there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they may die if they don't do something. So they've discovered that they can drink the blood of the camel mixed with its milk, and they'll survive. They won't die. It's kind of grody. Sorry to gross you out. That's what it says. Okay. Camel hair is light and strong. Thus, it is useful for clothes, blankets, tents, and rugs. In Arab cultures, the camel symbolizes endurance and patience. So when a camel symbolizes something, that it's kind of like for us in America, the eagle, the bald eagle, symbolizes freedom, right? It's a bird. But you see it on like our money, or you see it on different things that have to do with our country. It symbolizes freedom. So for these people in the Arab cultures, the camel symbolizes endurance and patience. Endurance just means like not giving up. That's what it means. Not giving up in life, not giving up with what you're working on, not giving up in school, not giving up on friends, things like that. Endurance. Okay. And then patience, we know what that means. Like the opposite of rushing, right? We're calm, we wait, those kinds of things. So that's what the camel symbolizes to them. Okay. Anybody want to say anything before we go on to the next thing here? Because that was weird hearing about their urine and blood.
No blood.
Yeah.
Bleh. That
Yeah.
is very gross.
It's
I'm kind
very
of
gross.
glad I don't live there.
Me too. Me too.
I never will.
So, Megan, you're only gonna, don't worry about writing this down because you have this on another paper somewhere. So you're gonna write on your blank paper Roman numeral 2 and then 1 through 9. So I want to make sure you guys understand the Roman numerals represent
I
the
learned about
paragraph.
them before.
They represent the paragraph. So we're doing the second paragraph. So this is a
What
Roman
do you
numeral
mean you could
2.
put in a paragraph?
And each sentence is going to go next to one of these numbers. So the very first sentence of the second paragraph is going to go next to the Roman numeral 2. And I'm going to start with Abby. Look at the first sentence of Roman numeral, or of the second paragraph. Humans have used camels for millennia. Now, you can underline all the keywords if you want and circle the ones that you want to pick, or we can just talk about it. So, Abby, what do you think are 3 good keywords we could use in our keyword outline from that sentence?
Humans used
Yeah.
millennia.
Yes. And we could put a C for camels, right? To help us remember camels. What if we circle the C here and then we use that symbol for camels? So next to, I like that. Good job, Abby. Next to Roman numeral 2, let's put humans. Make sure it's next to Roman numeral 2 and then used and then C and then millennia. See if I spell it right. Yep. NNIA. So humans used C for camel. We decided we were going to circle that millennia. And if you can just write that down and not have to underline it in the story if that helps you. But if it helps you to underline it, then go ahead and underline it too. It's up to you if you need that. But make sure this is next to the Roman numeral 2, not this 1. I don't want it next to the 1. I want it next to the Roman numeral 2, right here. Okay. Thumbs up if you got that. Good. Okay, I see that. Good. Sydney, turn your camera down a little bit so I can see you. Because I'm looking at your ceiling. Like turn your, are you there, Sydney? Maybe she left the room. I was like, where'd she go? Okay. Let's look at the next sentence. So for Malia, I'm going to have you help with that. Oh, you're plugging yourself in there? So you're, okay. There you are, Sydney. Did you write this down? Go ahead, Sydney.
There's a problem.
What's the problem?
I did this, and like because my mom told me to do this to like find the words.
Oh, did you do number 2 also? Yeah, you were supposed to do that. It should be done. That's right. It's not a problem. That should be done. But we're
Okay.
working on number 2. So do you have it on your paper?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't worry about that number 1. Yours should be all filled in. Mine isn't because I didn't, this is all we did last week in class, but you should have 4, 2, 3, 4, all the way through 9 on yours. And then you're going to go to number 2 and put humans used C millennia. That's C for camels. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. And let's look at the next sentence. And Malia, this is going to be for you. Oops, sorry, we're down here. They have mainly been trained as pack animals, but also for racing and warfare. What can we put on the outline to remember that sentence? What do you think? And we could use symbols if we need to.
Trained.
Trained is good, yeah.
Pack.
Pack, good.
Animals.
Animals, we could just do trained pack animals and not try to write down racing or warfare.
Yeah, because we.
Yeah. Or,
Under, underline racing and warfare.
or you could do a racing and warfare. You could do trained racing warfare. So this is where you guys are going to have to pick which part you want to put in your report. Do you want to put trained pack animals or trained racing warfare? It's up to you. So you decide what 3 words you want to put in your outline. It's okay if it's different. What do you think you're going to pick, Malia? Which one do you want to put?
That's hard. I think I'm gonna do trained and pack animals.
Okay. I'm going to put that too. But if you guys want to put racing and warfare, that's okay too. Instead of pack animals. And like I said, if it helps you to underline, you can keep doing that. You don't have to stop. I stopped doing it. And so I'm just looking for those 3 words. So the next one is for Sydney. They can be taught to pull plows and carts. How can we put that in our outline?
Wait, what am I supposed to do?
You're going to pick 3 keywords from this sentence and help us put it in the outline. So it says, they can be taught to pull plows and carts. How can we remember that in our keyword outline?
Plows, carts, and
Pull.
plows, carts, and pole.
Okay, let's put pull first. Pull. I like that. And then plow and carts. Do you guys know what a plow is, by the way? Okay. A plow is something you used to use in the olden days before tractors. And a lot of times they would use an ox to pull a plow on the farm. It's a tool that has almost like a shovel at the bottom of it. And when it's like this, it's shaped like a V. And when then they pull it, it makes like a groove in the dirt. And that's where they plant the seeds. So it's a tool that they used, but it's heavy. It's too heavy for a person to push through the dirt. So they needed an animal to help them. So camels knew how to do that too. And ox or oxen. Probably heard about those guys. Really strong animals to help on the farm. And then carts is just like something to carry something in. So it could be like a wheelbarrow, like a really big one that they pulled that had tall sides on it, almost like a truck, without the motor. And the camels would pull that to help carry their stuff. So, okay, next sentence, I'm going to have Megan help us with the next one. Camel milk is highly nutritious.
Nutritious.
Nutritious is a good one. Yes.
Highly.
Yes, I agree. That's a good LY too, huh?
Milk.
Yes. And we could use a C for camel if we wanted to.
Yeah.
You like that? Let's do C, milk highly, because that's a good, I'm going to underline that so I can remember to underline that later too. And then nutritious. Is it T-I-O-S? Yeah. T-O-U-S. So we got C, milk, highly. We underlined it so we can remember to do that later too. And then nutritious. Good. Next sentence. Oh, this is when we get to the gross part. Sorry, Abby. In parts of Africa, camel urine is thought to be medicinal. How can we put that in our outline?
Africa,
Mm-hmm.
we could put the C and
Okay.
then urine medicinal.
Yeah. And then, oh yeah, medicinal. That's a weird word,
Medicinal.
medicinal. Medicinal. It just means like used for medicine. I like that. So you said Africa. I think we do need to make sure to tell everybody, not here in the United States. It's in Africa. Yay. Okay. And then C, urine, medicinal. Yeah, I spelled it right. I just want to make sure. Africa, C, urine, medicinal. Good, Abby. And then Malia, when you're ready, do the next one. Next one is medicinal. In many Middle Eastern countries, camel meat is served at feasts. Oops, you just muted yourself by accident. There you go.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I'm wondering, could we say mid MID for middle? That's abbreviating. Then we don't have to count that. And then maybe like this MID and then maybe an E. And if you forget, you can look back on your paper to remember what that is. Mid E. And then, okay, what else?
Countries? No, not countries.
Maybe countries, but what else?
We can do a C for camel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then meat.
And meat. Uh-huh.
Served feast.
Yes. Let's see. C, meat. Yeah, served feast. I like it. Because really, the only three words we used are meat, served, feasts. This is going to be Middle East or Middle Eastern. So you'll have to remember that part. But if you get to do your homework and you sit down to write and you see that and you go, what is that? What's mid-E? Well, you can look back on your paper to help you remember that sentence. Okay, that's okay. Good. Let's go to Sydney next. And you guys can work on it separately too if you want to keep going on yours. We're just deciding together, but you can write your own the way you want to write it, okay? So Sydney, yours is going to be nomads in northern Africa may drink camel blood mixed with camel milk to sustain them on long desert journeys. That's a big one. That's a really big one. What do you think? Long? Is that what
Blood.
oh, blood. Yeah, we need, gotta make sure to mention the blood. We could do sea blood.
Blood. Milk. Wait, so that's and then milk,
Sea blood. Maybe we could do like a plus sign, sea milk.
and then nomads.
Nomads, yeah, because they're the ones that drink it. That's a good one. Let's start with nomads. Sea blood plus, we could do a plus symbol here. Sea milk. And then maybe like for long journeys, could we do like a long arrow and a little guy on there, maybe? Long journey.
Trying a little too fast.
Okay, I'll slow down a minute. Go ahead and here, I'll zoom in so you can see it. I'll give you a minute to catch up. So we have nomads. Abby, did you have something to say?
Does the sea blood plus sea milk count as one or two words?
Two. So blood. So we have nomads, blood, milk. Those are our 3 words. I forgot to put a comma there. Good question, though. So that's why for that last part, I was like, well, maybe we could draw a little symbol. He's going on that's a long arrow. He's going on a long journey.
It looks like there's 2 C's.
There is. So sea blood plus sea milk, just to remind us that it's the camel blood plus the camel milk mixed together.
That sounds gross. Hope people
Super
don't
gross.
drink that.
Yeah.
So gross.
Well, I kind of think they do.
Oh no.
But it's not in America, so we can be glad about that.
I'm guessing it tastes bad.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay, did you write that, Megan, or are you still writing it?
Almost. It's just a plus.
Okay.
That looked weird, but I fixed it. You know
Okay.
what? I'm gonna use a pen instead.
Yeah, that's fine. You can.
So I don't have to write.
You. We're getting close now. So I think Sydney did that one. So when you're ready, Megan, you're going to do the next one. So tell me when you're done with that one.
All right, I'm done with number 6.
Okay, good. So you're going to do this one where it says camel hair is light and strong. So what can we put for that? Camel hair is light and strong.
I would say C for camel.
I like that. Okay, C for camel.
Light.
Well, what are we talking about though?
The hair.
Yeah, I kind of think we need hair, but I do like the word light too. Hair, light, and then what else?
Strong.
Yeah, good. I like that. That's kind of an easy one because it's short. Yay. See hair, light, strong. Abby? Oops, you're muted.
The next one.
Yeah.
Um, we could do useful.
Okay.
And then like draw pictures of the clothes and the blankets and the tents and the rugs.
Yeah, that's a good one. Those would be fun to draw, but we can still have 2 more words. I like that though. Let's put useful. Useful is first. I like that. USEFUL. So it says clothes, blankets, tents, and rugs. I know how to draw a shirt and maybe a tent. So maybe then I'll use the word blankets and rugs. Yeah. But you guys can pick 2 and then draw the other 2. whatever you pick. I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to do it like a t-shirt here, kind of.
Oh, I like t-shirts.
Yeah, me too.
I always draw t-shirts.
Those are pretty easy. A t-shirt, and then it says blankets. I'm going to use that word blankets. Blankets. And then a tent is kind of like that, maybe like a small tent. And then rugs. But if you would rather draw a rug or something, you can do that. Remember, you get 3 words, so you still can use a couple words here. That's a good idea, Abby. And then we got one more, Malia, whenever you're ready. The last sentence says, in Arab cultures, the camel symbolizes endurance and patience. I have a hard one. There's a lot of good words in there.
Cultures.
Yeah, I wonder if we need Arab because that's telling where. Yeah, maybe start with Arab.
Symbolizes
Yeah,
endurance and patience.
you can pick. I like the idea if you can pick endurance or patience to put there because we only have room for one more word. So you guys can decide if you want it to be endurance or patience. I think I might pick patience, but you pick what you want, okay? Put patience here. But that's a good idea. Good job, Malia. Well, the good news is with your checklist, right? You have to have an ly adverb, but we have one. So yay, we can use that. But now let's talk for a minute about where we can put who or which. Is there any place in here, just looking at our keyword outline, where you can maybe combine 2 numbers together and put who or which? Do you see a spot for that maybe?
You could be humans. Or
Yeah.
camel.
Okay, let's think about that for a second. You're right. You said who for humans because we're talking about people. You could say something like this: humans who have used camels for millennia trained them as pack animals. You could combine those 2 and use who. That's a good idea, Megan. So whenever you add a who or a which to a sentence, you're going to combine 2 of your keyword outline numbers, okay? Does anybody see another spot where you could put who or which and combine 2 of those together? I see another one. Look at 7 and 8. How can we use who? It would have to be a which. So how can we use which to combine 7 and 8? Abby?
Camel hair is light and strong, which makes it useful for clothes, blankets, tents, and rugs.
Yes, I like that. Did you guys hear that, Malia and Sydney? That's a good spot. Let's put a note right here. Can you guys just make a little like bracket like that and then put the word which and underline it? And that's a little note for you. When you go to write your paragraph, that's a really good spot for a which clause when you write your sentence later, okay? So now you've got your ly adverb here and a which clause, so that's good. Now the other thing on your checklist though is your title. So let's look at the top here where it says title centered and repeats 1 to 3 key words from final sentence. So when you get down to the very last sentence down here, you're going to pick, and you can pick the word camel. That's okay to pick camel because you're probably going to use it in your last sentence. And then add something to it, like interesting things about camels. That could be a good title. Or camel mysteries, something like that. Do you have an idea, Malia?
Maybe camel facts.
Camel facts. That's a good one. I like it. As long as you use that word camel in your last sentence, then that follows the rule because you have to have at least 1 to 3 in your title. Camel facts, interesting things about camels, camel mysteries. That's a good one because, I mean, who would have thought drinking blood and milk mixed together? That's a mystery to me. Or you could say something like weird things about camels. That would be a good title. Weird things about camels. As long as you have one of those words in your last sentence, that'll work. Malia?
Are interesting things about camels.
Yes, there you go. That's another good title. Okay, you guys. So you're going to use this to write your second paragraph. So make sure you put it under your first paragraph. So when you turn it in, you're actually going to turn in 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph, which you already did, and then you're going to add this one underneath it. So it'll be 2 paragraphs all together. And don't forget the checklist. Make sure you do all the things on there. Okay, keep all this in your front pocket until you're ready to do homework. And then I'll see you guys next week. Good job today. Bye. Have a good week, you guys. See you
Bye.
next time.